This is Holly Price with WoodlandsHits.com, and I have Ashleigh McHenry, the Communication and Marketing Coordinator for the Montgomery County Food Bank, in the studio today. How are you, Ashleigh?
I am incredible. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you for asking. So I wanted to talk to you about what is the Montgomery County Food Bank?
Well, a lot of people don't really know. I mean, everyone kind of hears about the need in Houston and that type of thing because it's such a big city. Houston is actually the #1 food bank in the entire country, over New York City, over LA, Chicago, Atlanta, as far as how many meals are given away in a month's time, in a year's time. #1 as far as capacity. And believe it or not, Montgomery County Food Bank is #6 in the country, which is a lot of people just don't know it. We have a staff of 20 people, and last year alone, we gave away 8.1 million pounds of food.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah. And it's only servicing a certain amount of people. In Montgomery County total, we have about 75,000 people who are in need of food, who aren't, we call it food insecure, because they aren't positive where their next meal will come from. 75,000. And that 8 million pounds, 6.6 million meals, went to 35,000 of those people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's really only 40-45% of people that are getting, the coverage they need day in and day out to make sure that they're getting nutritious meals.
Right. Wow. That's so, what are you guys doing to raise awareness about the Montgomery County Food Bank? I mean, I see, you guys out in the community, networking, doing events. How can people get involved or donate food? I mean, I've been out to the facility and it's amazing.
Right.
If any of the listeners have never been, they need to go, because what you guys are doing there is truly awesome. And you have your stuff organized, racked.
It is a well-oiled machine, for
gosh.
sure. We have 60,000 square feet of only of food space. It looks like pretty much like a gigantic Costco sort of inside. Mm-hmm. And then we have another big portion that is what we call our cold dock, and it's all of the perishable stuff.
And I've been through there, right. And that is,
right.
The facility is immaculate, and it's very clean and organized, and even like the packing room, there's just things that are just so in that packing room.
Yes, it's very, very organized. But if you do want to come by, there's a jillion ways to get involved. #1, you can just come by for a tour, like you're kind of insinuating. If you want to just come by and see how it works and the type of ship we're running, then stop by and just check it out. We do tours any day of the week. Just call in advance so we have somebody free and available to give you a walk around. But we can give you whatever statistics and walk you around and introduce you to anybody you want to meet, including the president himself. Mm-hmm. Rodney will come on down and shake your hand.
Yes, he will. Sure. He's a great guy. Yeah, and there's something that we're doing with the Young Entrepreneurs Network. Mm-hmm. We're actually all getting together. We're just a little networking group. And we're actually going to go and volunteer,
right,
as a group, mm-hmm, in the packing room.
Mm-hmm. And that's the next thing. You come do a tour, you kind of see how it is, and you want to get involved. You can either call with your group, you can come as an individual, you can get your office together, get your your kids' ball team together, whatever you want. The only requirement we have is that you have to be over 7 years old to come and help sort and help figure things out at any of our events. If it's a food fair that's out in the community where people in need come out to a church or a different location to pick up their food for the month, all you have to do is be 7 years old and want to help. That's all you have to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's very cool. Very cool. But as far as other ways to help, you can obviously volunteer in the warehouse, volunteer out at food fairs. We even have volunteers up doing administrative tasks as far as like licking envelopes, getting the newsletters out, that type of thing, even like filing, that type of stuff. No donor information is ever put in anybody else's hands that doesn't actually work for the food bank. So it's not, a fear of that or anything. But we have administrative tasks that need to happen too. Okay. So it's kind of something for everybody, That's awesome. If you want to sit and just file some stuff, then great. And if you want to be hauling boxes around, we got a place for you too.
That's perfect. That's awesome. So we were talking offline about, what is it, the Backpack Buddy or Buddy Backpack?
Yeah, Buddy, it's the Backpack Buddy program.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that.
We have a lot of different programs as far as what we can focus on. A lot of due diligence has been done over decades of what the needs are in Montgomery County. If it's more children, if it's more elderly, if it's families, all that type of stuff. And there was a real need. Close to 40% of kids in Montgomery County have Actually, here's an interesting statistic. 37% of kids in the Conroe ISD have free or reduced cost meals at school when they go. So almost 40% of the kids that are going to school today, just in Conroe alone, and that's not Willis, that's not Splendora, that's not places where, you can kind of expect maybe a higher number, like you aren't thinking of the Woodlands,
Right.
Almost 40% in Conroe ISD are getting free or reduced cost meals. So when the school year's over, and the kids go home, they don't have the access to that food. So we have the Buddy Backpack program. So on the weekends while they're in school, they on Friday can just swing by the office, grab themselves a little backpack with enough food for the weekend, 7 meals, plus some juice and snacks and that type of stuff. It's already in a backpack, so it's very discreet. Like they aren't called out or anything like that, and they can take it home and feed their family for the weekend.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
We actually do something very, very close to that for seniors as well. So if they're at a certain, facility or some different organizations that they belong to and stuff, so they can stay independent and they can stay, living on their own and that type of stuff. If they're having to choose between basic needs, medicine, that type of stuff, and food, we want to be able to let that one little piece of stress off their plate. And we have the Care and Share program. So and they can come by, and it's not so much of the peer pressure and, bullying type of thing, but they can go to their specific food pantry, pick up their, couple bags, their box, whatever it is, and take it home for the weekend, just so they can stay, healthy, have nutritious food, and be able to afford their utilities and medicine and stuff like that. Keep them independent.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So you were saying that you have a few events coming up within 2016.
Yes.
Let's chat a little bit about that.
Absolutely. The one furthest out that we're getting all the details completely in line with is our very first first annual, whatever you want to call it, Food for Life Gala. We never had a gala before, and most nonprofits do, but we just never had the people on staff to really execute it the way we wanted to. So on October 15th, we're having our first gala at the Waterway Marriott off Market there in Woodlands. And we are, of course, looking for sponsors, looking for people to purchase tables. And the whole evening is going to be really kind of fun. We're going to have a live auction, silent auction, lots of different kind of community booths where you can learn about what else is going on in the community beyond the food bank. Even people we're working with as partner agencies will be there. So you can kind of see it's not just giving somebody a can of food. It's more about teaching them all the pieces to be successful and stay successful, not just to survive but thrive. So it's going to be really exciting. Let's see, what day is that? August 26th, we're having the Joey Bolton Invitational Shootout up in Huntsville at Abel's Gun Range, it's called.
Okay.
I'm not into the whole gun and ammo situation, but I understand that Joey Bolton, as far as shooting competitions, is just internationally known, and it's going to be a huge, huge deal. We aren't 100% pushing that right now because we have other stuff coming up, but in August, that's going to be where we're going to be. And it's going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. And there's going to be all sorts of different events, like, funny games and all sorts of stuff for all the shooters that come out. And you can have a foursome and sponsor different challenges and stuff like that when you're out there. So that's going to be fun too. Cool. But the thing that's coming up right now that is the biggest deal is Golfing in the Woods. It's our annual golf tournament. It's down at Panther Trails Golf Course on May 9th. So it's right off of North Mill Bend down there in Woodlands. We still need some more foursomes. If you want to come out and do some good and play some golf with your cronies and have a good time, then you can absolutely come out and do that. And of course, we need sponsors for, whole sponsorships and closest to the pin and, different stuff like that. We're going to have Fleming's and a whole bunch of other restaurants and stuff coming out to do different tastings and different liquor and alcohol tastings and food tastings. We're going to have all these food trucks.
You've got to have Del Frisco's come out there.
I will.
Their signature drinks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
We will. We'll discuss when we get back to the office. But,
yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be more than just golfing. It's going to be an experience. We even have this dude that's coming out with like this really super elaborate like potato gun that for $25 or whatever, instead of you driving the ball down the fairway, he will put it in his potato gun and shoot it like further than a human can hit it.
Nice.
So he'll be standing there on par fives. If you needed to get it over, a trap or a water hazard or whatever, he's like, okay, well, for $25, that goes to the food bank, I'll shoot it over that for you.
Nice.
So it's going to be really an experience rather than just a tournament,
Sure.
a stuffy tournament. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So if somebody wants to get involved or learn more about the events, where should we direct them to?
If you want to do anything in regards to the Montgomery County Food Bank, if you want to volunteer, if you want to do a tour, if you want to have some golfing buddies get together and come out and have some beers and enjoy yourself on May 9th, everything is at our website at mcfoodbank.org.
Okay.
So, and we actually just redesigned our website, so it's a lot more user-friendly, and you can find a whole lot of information. We have a whole calendar. So if you forget which day, like, oh man, I can't remember if that shootout was in July or August, you can just look on there, click through, and sign up your foursome right there. Sign up your shooters, sign up your foursome, sign up your table for the gala.
And all of those sponsorship packets, are those online? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
On the calendar, it will link to kind of almost a landing page of these are all the options for this event. So if you just want to come and you want an individual ticket to the gala, or you and your significant other want to come, that's fine. There's tickets there. If you want to sponsor a table, if you want to, anything you want to do is all right there on the page, kind of a landing page for each event.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing
Anytime.
a little bit more about Montgomery County Food Bank. I do want to go offline and see if we can put a PSA together to help promote your golf event.
Absolutely.
So I'd be happy to do that.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.